A UFC Paris numbered card for September this year. There's been announced there's going to be a fight night, but Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall have agreed to fight there. Obviously nothing announced, maybe it won't change, but Dana White says he's going to work on it, so hopefully we're going to get a big numbered event. Paris, September this year, would be a banger. And I'm going to be building a UFC card. We're going to be going through the early prelims to the main card. I've built a banger card here, but still realistic, you know. We're not throwing 3 or 4 title fights on it. That's just not realistic. So yeah, I think I've built a reasonably... it's a great card, but it's like realistic. And the early prelim opener of the card would be some unranked heavyweights. Taliesin Teixeira versus Kennedy and Zetriku. Taliesin Teixeira lost to 2025, 2026, 40-year-old Derek Lewis. Horrible loss. Kennedy and Zetriku just went to a draw with BJJ guy. I'm forgetting his name. Lost to Martin Bidet. Marcus Buchecha, that's his name. I think this would probably be a knockout, be a cool early prelim opener. I mean, not much to say here. It's a bounce back for both, right? Taliesin Teixeira maybe could get a win because he's been fraud checked to highest order. No shame in losing to Sergey Pavlovich, but getting knocked out by Pavlovich in 30 seconds, showing nothing. It's not a good loss, and then losing to Derek Lewis now. Oh my god, that's terrible. Did beat Tarver, to be fair, but you know, I think this is a good fight. Makes sense. Book it. Not much to say here. But yeah, so it'd be a fun knockout for an early prelim opener. Now, on to the next fight. Omar Sy will be bouncing back against Luke Fernandez. Can I just say, I don't like Omar Sy. The guy, he's just a bitch human. He's a coward. He's a bitch. He quit against Ion Cutelaba, against Alonzo Menefield. Lost one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. He's a boring fighter against that big Asian guy, very boring, but he is technically good. He's not a good fighter, but he is, you know, he's skilled. Luke Fernandez is good too, just got knocked out by Bellato, a fight he was winning. So I think it's a bounce back for both men here. Unranked light heavyweights, Omar Sy, he's French, he's going to be getting a pop from the crowd. He's fought in France before. I think he might be undefeated in France. He's a decent-ish fighter, you know, the French people know him. Maybe he won't quit in Paris, but, you know, they know him. It's a good fight. So yeah, book this fight. That'd be cool. Good prelims of a pay-per-view in Paris. Now on to the next fight. Tell me this is not a banger fight. Dangerous Davey Grant, the crafty vet, against Ricky Simone. Another crafty vet in his own right. Ricky Simone's been looking pretty shit recently, so this is a really close fight. Oh, this would be so sick. Come on. This is great. Davey Grant lost to Charles Jourdain, and the way he lost, it was a bad loss. That was a bad loss. But then he recently beat the prospect who was making his debut in the UFC. I can't remember his name. And he looked great. And it was an absolute banger. Davey Grant has scraps every single time. He's from the UK, European. He's close to here. Close to France. It makes sense, right? Especially with a Brit in the main event. Come on. Come on, guys. Make this fight. And then you can have Ricky Simone. Another bounce back here for Ricky Simone against a couple losses. This is a sick fight. They're both unranked, you know, both bit of an unk. I don't think Ricky Simone's that old, but he's definitely past his best days, you know. This is sick. This would be a sick fight to add on a card. You know, I'd be tuning in. I'll be full of vibe. I'd be like, yes, go. Davey Grant, Ricky Simone time, you know. It's a sick prelim fight. Book this shit. Let's do it. Book it. Sick, dude. Great fight. Now on to the next fight of the night. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Drakkar Klose. Let's get a bounce back for Bahamondes here. Surely you can beat Drakkar Klose, right? Surely, right? Drakkar Klose is crafty. He beat Barboza. He's a crafty vet. Had the war with Dariush all those many moons ago. He's very inactive. He has a good record, though. He's like 10-2 in the UFC. Lost to Joel Alvarez. Another tall, rangy guy. He got finished. I think it was a TKO, like a weird guillotine TKO type thing. Joel Alvarez is good, so is Bahamondes. Bahamondes did lose to Tafik Mosiah, but Tafik Mosiah's a dirty little cheat, mate, and he cheated his way through that fight to win. Grabbing the cage, I think, was it a head clash that cut him open or added to the cuts? This would be a sick unranked banger, though. I do think Bahamondes would win it, but it's a close fight. It'd be a good bounce back here. Cool fight, you know. They're both not really European, it doesn't matter, though, you know. It's unranked banger. Book it. Now on to the next fight of the night. Morgan Charrier, he needs a bounce back win. This is actually a close fight. Stephen Nguyen, who had the fight against Mohammed, who was it? The only Abu Dhabi fighter. He's called Eagle or something. I can't remember his name. But he had about, 8 knockdowns in that fight. That was so funny. That was crazy. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's like repping Abu Dhabi, and he's terrible. But yeah, Stephen Yuen coming off a good win a while ago, needs to be back in there. Morgan Charrier got knocked out by Melchizedek Costa, which isn't a great look. Melky's good, but getting finished in a round's not good. Before that, lost to Nathaniel Wood. No shame in that. Nathaniel Wood's very, very skilled fighter. What went competitive with Nate Latraine? I don't like that at all. Nate Latraine should be a first-round slime out at this stage of his career for Morgan Charrier when competitive. But this would be a sick fight. Morgan Charrier, also in France, very popular fighter. He's a big name in France. Everyone knows him in France. I think he was like, was he modelling for? Was he in a rap video or something? And that's gave him a lot of fans. So yeah, this would be a sick fight. It's going to be probably a knockout either way. I'd see Charrier probably winning, but it's very close. Good bounce back for Charrier in front of France. Book it. That'd be a sick fight. Now on to the next fight of the night. William Gomez, Danny Silva. Would it be a banger? Probably not. William Gomez, he's French. Of course, he'll get a pop from the crowd again. He's a French fighter. The French crowd are unreal. Especially if they had a pay-per-view or numbered card, that'd be sick. But yeah, William Gomez is good. He's lost to Pat Sabatini, the bitch. Oh, I fucking hate Pat Sabatini, dude. So boring, but he's really good. Yeah, lost to Pat Sabatini. Beat Brito by a robbery. I think he had another loss in there. I can't remember who it was. But, you know, Danny Silva coming off that good win against Fluffy Pink, what's he called? Curtis Canville. Fraud checked him. And I picked that fraud check, guys. I picked that fraud check because I have good picks. This is a cool fight. I'd probably pick Silva, to be fair, but it's winnable for Gomez, you know? It's winnable for both here. Let's book it, you know? Why not? Why not? This is a cool fight, and it's a good, for the French. Now on to the next fight of the night. Who is it? A bounce back for both men here. They're both European, both good for both. French versus UK, Scotland. Both prospects that failed. Freziam got fraud checked by Tom Nolan. And Duncan got badly fraud checked by Moicano. Moicano's good, but to get beaten like that by Moicano, that's a bad loss. Ziam lost to Tom Nolan. That's not a great loss, but at least he went to a competitive decision to get this fraud checked badly by Moicano. This is a cool fight. It's a bounce back for both men. They both coming off fraud checks, both European. Duncan did take a lot of damage. I'm sure he'll be able to be backed by Paris. He's fought in Paris before, so he's going to be recognised by the crowd there. Ziam's had a big star in France, I think. He's always on the French cards. He had a really nasty knock against Matt Frivola there. So yeah, this is a cool fight. Would it be an absolute banger? I don't know. It'd be a fun fight. I do kind of just see Ziam piecing him up at range, or maybe beating him similar to Sadikov. Dude, Ziam was such a prospect, man. He beat Sadikov. Sadikov's a complete fraud. Beat Sadikov, man. He was on like a 7-fight win streak, dude. Fumbled it against Nolan, but, that's okay. Everyone can have stinky performances. Ziam will get a good bounce back here. So, yeah. This is a good fight for the prelims of a pay-per-view. Now on to the next fight of the night. And tell me I've not cooked up a banger here. Am I going to be back to... Come on. What? This fight is sick. This fight is absolutely sick. Dude, Carlos Leal versus Joel Alvarez. That is an absolute banger of a fight. I'd love to watch, dude. This fight would be that fight of the night written all over it. Fight of the night written all over it. This is a sick fight. It's a realistic fight too, because Alvarez coming off that loss, we got dominated by Amosov. Leal bounced back against Chidian Jaquani. Before that, he basically beat Renat Fakhratunov. He got robbed out of that fight. He won that fight. And also got knocked out by Muslim Salikov. It's a bad loss. It is a bad loss, don't get me wrong. But he's good. And he kind of got fluked by Salikov. He's very open coming in though. So I don't know if you call it a fluke or not, but I'd confidently pick Leal 7-8 times out of 10 to beat Sadikov. But anyway, on to this fight. Fight of the night written all over it, a banger. Alvarez could knock him out. Maybe Leal wins a damage-based decision or knocks out Alvarez. It's probably a finish either way, or if it goes to decision, it's a fight of the night scrap. And look at the spots all over Leal, dude. Roided to the gills, mate. Hey, I don't mind a roid cheat if you have bangers. It's alright, And he technically hasn't been proven roid cheated, but it's pretty obvious. So yeah, banger. Everyone in the crowd be going crazy for this, dude. Fight of the night. Probably both going to be getting knocked down there. Or just Leal could beat the fuck out of him against the cage. Probably not though. This is a sick fight. A sick fight. And I'd book this fight, man. I was thinking about, this is sick. This is amazing. Now on to the prelim headliner. Not a Frenchie, but Tom Nolan versus Mason bloody Jones. I love Mason Jones, dude. I love Mason Jones. I'm a huge fan of Mason Jones. Oh my god, that fight he had against, what's he called? Axel Soler. Axel Soler could have been on. No, because he's booked in Abu Dhabi. It wouldn't work out. Dude, that fight was so good. Dude, he lost round 1. I think he got dropped by a spinning elbow. Lam rocked him back, and then he still won round 1, Axel Soler, but Mason Jones broke him in round 2 and 3, dude. I love Mason Jones. He deserved a ranked opponent. Does Tom Nolan probably deserve a step up? Maybe, but, you know, the top guys are all burked, and it doesn't make sense for him to fight him. So this is a really close fight. Probably going to be a sick war. I think Nolan's, you know, he's a bit chinny. I think Mason Jones would probably break him. I can't lie, in round 2 or 3. But this would be a really close fight. Tom Nolan's a really good fighter. Yeah, this is a sick fight. I love this fight. Book it, dude. Book it. This makes perfect sense. And, you know, he deserves a ranked opponent, Mr. Mason Jones. Tom Nolan just recently got ranked. Defend your ranking, bro. Zian was ranked. He was on a win streak. Now it's time for you to repay the favour. Sick fight. Now onto the main card. I think I've built up a realistic main card. It's not like UFC 322. It's not the White House, but I think it's a realistic and a fun card. First fight on the main card. This fight's rumoured. Leon Rocky Edwards versus Mukhtabek Orobai. Sorry, Leon. Your time has come, brother. Mukhtabek Orobai was going to put a whooping on Leon Edwards in Paris. He's going to drag his carcass across Paris. Probably finish him. He would break Leon's will in this fight. You know, it is a potential Leon Edwards decision win where he can stop the takedowns and just piece up Orobai on the feet. Because Orobai on the feet, he's very open. He lost to Rebecca, which is aging really badly. But Rebecca's a completely different style to Leon Edwards. Short, stocky guy, 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" at most. Leon's a tall, rangy striker, wants to keep it technical. Mukhtabek Orobai would probably just create carnage, take him down, finish him in round 3 and break him by TKO. That's what I'd predict to happen here. So yeah, good opener, and it's rumoured to happen, you know. European, they always throw Orobai on these Abu Dhabi, these type of cards. You can throw him in Paris. Book it. Now, I know, guys, we had to put some WMMA on here. Had to happen. Manon Fiorot versus Natalia Silva. Had to happen. This would be an #1 contender fight. Who cares? I'm not going to talk about it, but, you know, we had to have some WMMA on here. There's, you know, you couldn't have a full card if it's UFC. They always throw some WMMA, so yeah, it's alright. It'd be cool. Who cares? But yeah, you know, Manon Fiorot's French. Makes sense. Amosov versus Brady as the next fight. This is a sick fight. This is a sick fight. This could happen on UFC 330. I wouldn't be mad at that. And maybe you can throw out, you know, maybe you could do another matchup here. But come on. This is a banger. Amosov versus Brady. The thing is, they're both a little bit boring. But if you put two heavy grapplers against each other, you know, that's going to cancel out and we're going to get a striking match here. And this would be a sick fight. I would think Amosov might knock him out, because when Sean Brady's on the feet, he's a victim. So is Amosov, though, against, what's he called? He looks like Montel Jackson, Jamaican guy. Jason Jackson. That's his name. He looked like a victim on the feet. So we've got two victims on the feet here going at it. This is a sick fight. I'd like this to be a sick fight. Good, you know, he's Ukrainian, he's European. Brady, obviously. Sorry, Brady. I just don't like him, dude. I respect Sean Brady. I just don't like the cunt. Something about him. Something about his face. He needs to get slapped. And when Morales slapped him, I was like, fuck yeah, beat that bitch up. Nothing against Sean Brady. He seems like a cool guy. You know, takes fights, but... You know, I just don't like the guy. And Amosov would probably beat him up on the feet. Maybe a decision, maybe a knockout. This is a really, really good feature fight of a card. High stakes, high rank, you know, contenders. Let's do it now. The co-main event. I'm sorry, Imavov. I don't think you're going to be getting a title shot. And also, Sean Strickland's injured. He's probably not going to be out until early next year. I want to see him stay active. And I was looking at the rankings here. You could give him Drickus, because I'm not sure they're going to do Drickus Usman now. Because I think Usman's ducking it, little bitch. I think the little Malteser head's ducking it. But I'm going to trust that they're going to make that fight, because, you know, Usman surely wouldn't duck that fight. It's a good matchup for him, and it's get him into a title shot. But for Imavov, I think a good 5-round co-main event. Recently beat Izzy. Joe Pyfer versus Imavov. This would be a sick fight. Actually, really, really close. Actually, really, really close. I would pick Imavov though to outstrike him, but it's a competitive fight. It's a sick fight. I'm sure there's probably going to be one knockdown in this fight. It's probably going to be Pyfer rocking Imavov at some point with the huge power, but 5-round co-main event, Imavov in France, a big star. He main evented last time. Imavov deserves a title shot. But no one cares about Imavov. He has no personality. I mean, unless you're French, you don't give a fuck about Imavov fighting for the belt. I don't care. That's why Strickland jumped him, and it made sense, because who cares, dude? But yeah, it's a sick fight. Really sick fight. I think Pyfer deserves a step up now. Just beat Izzy, which shocked me. I thought Izzy was probably going to school him. And Izzy could have. He just fought a really bad game plan. But co-main event, 5 rounds. This is a great fight. Love this fight. It makes sense, to be fair. And Imavov could wait. And you could have like maybe you throw a WMMA co-main event in there. Maybe, you know, but we want bangers, you know. We want bangers, and this is a banger. Now on to the main event of the evening. It's obvious. Big Tom. Please Tom Aspinall knock out Cyril Gane. Please Tom Aspinall knock out Cyril Gane or sub him. Please, man. This is such a close fight. This is genuinely 50-50. And it makes sense for both because, you know, Cyril Gane fighting at home. He's got a lot of momentum. Fuck the guy. The dirty little French cheat. But he's really good. Tom Aspinall in the UK. It's a really short flight. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Sure, you could say maybe the champ, Tom Aspinall, doesn't want to fight in enemy territory. But, you know, he doesn't have to fly all the way to America. You know, it's a really short flight for him. And he can go to enemy territory. And troll Cyril Gane, the little cheater. Fuck Cyril Gane. Please Tom win, dude. I would pick Gane to outstrike him, but man, I hate Cyril Gane, bro. The dirty little cheat. But yeah, this makes sense. Cyril Gane's looking really good at this point in his career. It's a hype main event, and it's a mega fight in the UFC. Cyril Gane is on. This is his best performance of his career by a mile, and against the best opponent, Alex Pereira. He dominated Pereira and knocked him out. Landed a nasty jab, you know, back of the head shots. Tom Aspinall, he's knocked out every single opponent besides Cyril Gane and went to a no contest. Never been out the first round besides once. I think he still has the shortest average fight time. But he's been out of the game for a while. Please make this fight for the main event in Paris. Good time for the UK fans. Good time for the French fans. European on European. It should be in Europe, not in America. Make this fight, please, bro. Make this fight. Turn that card into a pay-per-view. And guys, leave in the comments, you know, leave a like. Tell me what you think about the card. I think it's a realistic card. I didn't throw fucking, like, 4 title fights on it. I didn't put, you know, a bunch of title fights, you know. I didn't put Strickland, Imavov, co-main, and, like, Makachev on air, and, like, a fucking, you know, Volk. Obviously, they're not going to fight on there. We got 1 title fight, the rest are bangers. I think it makes perfect sense, so yeah. Like, subscribe, do like good stuff. I thought this was a banger video. See you next time. Goodbye.